Say again, Tiff, what did you say?
I have.
What did you say?
I said it depends how many skinny bitches I have as to whether you can record it.
Have you got a jug of skinny bitch?
No, but I have minions that I can send off for extras.
we all need some of those. So it's just so lovely to have you all here. Dot and I were just chatting before everyone else just joined on. I think, you know, when we do group coaching programs, it can be so hard, and I've run them using Zoom before, but to try and get everybody on a call at the same time is so hard. So I think that, you know, the Facebook platform has been so helpful for us to be able to do the recording so you can all watch it and rewatch it again and again. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah. Hi. So lovely to see everyone. And Dot and I were just saying how nice it is to actually see somebody the other side of the screen rather than just chatting away on our phone. So it's just so lovely. And I know I'm going to speak on behalf of Tiff right now, but we're just so happy. And that I suppose the program was obviously a first program we've ever done together. And I suppose in some ways you were all guinea pigs, but we're just so happy with the way it's gone and how you've all engaged and how well you've embraced. And, you know, so for those of you on the group now and those of you who are going to be watching the replay, just seeing you all kind of come forward and share your souls, bare your souls, you know, talk about what was good, what wasn't so good. And also just thank you to all of you for coming in and giving massive hugs for those who needed it, but also to celebrate to all of those who've been doing so well. So well done, all of you. I hope you all give yourself a really good pat on the back. It's just been magical. Tiff, did you want to say anything about that?
No, I just think I'll reiterate what you said, really. I mean, it's just been brilliant, and everyone, you know, has really interacted, which is lovely, because as you sort of touched on, it's a bit weird, isn't it, talking to a screen and not getting any feedback. So it's been really nice when you've you know, when you have interacted, and I just hope that it's been really helpful for you girls, and I hope that, you know, you've got those resources going forward forever and ever. And if you really wanted to talk to yourselves, you could watch me and Ali every day for the next 40 years. I mean, what's not to love about that, really?
Well, in 10 years' time, I might go back and have a look at my young self. That would be quite nice.
I know.
Immortalised.
Lots of mascara, good hair, you know. I did make sure that every time I came on a live, I had done a good blow dry. You know, it's what we do, girls.
Well, I don't know about blow dryer. You can probably tell. So I thought today, this evening, as part of the celebration, not only to just celebrate everything that you've done, I really wanted to give you the opportunity to talk, because obviously it's been a one-way street, and Tiff and I really aren't going to talk today. I'm going to hand it over to you girls just to share. But I thought it would be lovely just to go round for all of you to, well, first of all, just share, I suppose, what you want to celebrate. What were your biggest takeaways? What were your biggest successes? And we can celebrate those all together. So don't mind who goes first, but we'd love to hear from you. What have you been your key takeaways, your key positives, and what are you going to be taking forward?
Ooh, can I go first?
Go on, this is awful, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh no. For me personally, I mean, like I said previously, Ali, seeing you at the school gates has kind of pushed me a little bit. I've got to do this, I've got to keep going. And I think accountability has been phenomenal for me personally. And I genuinely surprised myself at how much I actually stuck to it. And I was like a new person. It's like, I've got it, I have got this, I have got this. The boys are back at school, the girls are back at school, and it's like, it's time for me, and let's go. And it just came at the right time. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And obviously sharing stories and feelings and emotions, you know, with others. It was just, I found it really quite heartwarming. It was, yeah, I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
That's so lovely to hear. That is so lovely to hear, isn't it?
You look gorgeous. Oh, yeah. How glamorous do you look?
Oh, it's my new hair.
Is it? To go with your whole new look.
Why not?
Nikki, can I ask you, do you think you'll continue sort of actioning the, you know, the stuff that you've started in the last 4 weeks?
Oh, without doubt. And I think it's not just me. It's like the whole tribe are kind of involved with it now. So we're like into a little routine, and you know, even planning meals, the simplest thing of planning meals for the week. And you know, they laugh about it. They take the mickey out of me all the time. Like, you're planning meals for the next 5 years, mummy, and it's like, I know, but we're just doing it. So but everyone's involved, my husband's involved, and it's just like a way of our life now.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yay, that is amazing.
We'll keep up.
It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well done.
Yay. Yeah, amazing. Well done. Yay.
2 skinny bitches for you.
I've got my glass. This is my first glass since the start of I don't know when it was, 4 weeks ago. I shared a bottle of wine. Yeah.
You haven't drunk at all.
God,
well
shared a bottle of wine with Julie, and I felt awful the next day, and I was like, that's it.
No more.
And this is my first one.
Well, cheers.
Wow, God, massive cheers to that, Nikki.
Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
I'll be drunk at the end of this.
You will.
So will we all. Who else would like to share some of their key positives and key takeaways? Love to hear from you. Go on, Caroline.
I think for me, it's really helped me get my head back in the right place.
Yeah.
Because I did sort of know what I was meant to be doing. But I think and I'd done really well sort of last year coming into this year, and I'd managed to lose sort of a load of weight, and COVID and basically sitting in this seat working non-stop basically for my entire life, and never leaving it. And so my head was just in a really kind of place. So to get it back into oh yeah, okay, right, fine, that's been really good. So I've largely stopped the nonsense that was eaten in between meals. In fact, no, I have stopped the nonsense that was eaten in between meals. And I always have been a meal planner because I'm generally a planner. So that side of it has been not an issue. That's always been the case. I've had to be inventive with green veg on the basis that it kept running out in the fridge because it kept being consumed quicker.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's a good problem to have.
I don't mind that. Yeah, that's a good problem.
So no, it's been really good, and it's manageable, if that makes sense.
Because you're incredibly busy, aren't you? You know.
Yeah, it hasn't been helped that for the entire time that this has been going on, my husband has either been out of the country or self-isolating. So it's just been swear word awful. And yeah, so now he is literally on his way back up from Portsmouth to self-isolate for another 2 weeks. And then the world he went away on the 11th of September. He will be able to leave the house on the 30th of October. That's an entire half term of school. So on top of my job and house, and I've had all the kids to do because he hasn't been here. So yeah, that's the reason in my head that I haven't taken the step into like the activity side, because I just haven't.
I think Tiff and I have said all along, 80%, even if you stay in module 1, that's where the main focus needs to be, the nourishment of your mind and the nourishment of your body. The bits on the other side, whether you choose to go into module 2 with exercise, or whether you go into sleep, or whether you go into the kind of like de-stress and relax, those 3 are almost just kind of like peripheral, as long as you get the first one right.
And that I have, and my head is in a very different place to where it was. So that has been brilliant. And I think the food has been really good, and the sort of the things about the sleep and the relax been good. I've not been perfect at doing them, but they've been really good.
Good. That's so good to hear. Do you know what sticks with me about that, which is great, is that you said it's manageable, because I think there are so many diets, aren't there, or ways of eating that you start to follow, and then you're like, crap, I've got to buy, you know, coconut sugar and chia, rat's pea, and, you know, just stuff that you're like, my God, it's so complicated.
Yeah.
And what we didn't want was for it to be complicated. We wanted you to be able to use things that you've got in your cupboard, and still to be able to follow it. And you know, it's a long-term thing. It's not a sudden you're going to drop 2 stone in 4 weeks. It's a slow burner, because that's the way you keep weight off, you know. And so for me, that's brilliant that it's manageable. That's great.
Well done, Caroline. Brilliant.
Excuse me one moment, I have to just take this. But thank you.
Perfect segue to whoever would like to go next.
I don't mind. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you, Sarah.
Oh, that's okay, because I've not used this before. So, yeah, it's been great. It's been really good. I haven't done a lot of the activity. I've just done the walking, just done lots of walking, but not other exercise really. But still trying to get my head around portion sizes and you know, that sort of thing really. But it's been good.
That's brilliant. You have to do it in your own time, and you've got that for life now, Sarah, so you can just keep working at that, and when you feel bored of it and ready to move on, you can go on to the next module and watch Ali prance around in her leggings on all the videos, which is a particular highlight for me of the whole course.
I needed to see you it. My husband saw them and he thought they were so funny. He was like, Ali, you are as stiff as a freaking plank. Some of them I'm standing sideways, and he goes, oh my God, you have no arse. Oh.
No, that's so neat. Do you know what I will say? I was actually quite impressed with Ali's push-ups. Like, I cannot do a push-up, but you did a really good push-up, which actually I found really annoying because I'm quite competitive. And now since then, I've tried to do a good push-up.
It's going to be the Tips push-up challenge. I can feel that coming.
Anyway, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Sarah. And it's absolutely, as Ali said, you must take it in your own time, you know.
Yeah, I think it's getting my head into it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. I think that's because, you know, I've been doing Weight Watchers, Slimming World, whatever, you know, everything and for so long. It's just telling myself that it is a lifestyle change rather than, you know, there's a start and an end.
Yeah.
But it's just getting my mind really in the right place for that. So,
yeah.
Which I keep going back to week 1.
Back into your head.
And then, you know, just like I say, just sort of trying to get into that frame of mind, you know, keep reminding myself what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm doing. Sorry, the dog's barking.
It's all right. You're so right. It is, and I've said right at the very beginning of the program, you know, everything is won and lost in the mind. The biggest thing that you, in order to live a healthy lifestyle, is getting to work on your mind first. Once you've nailed that bit, the rest of it kind of just flows. You do know what to do, and we've given you all the tools and the tips, but the biggest thing will be working on here.
Definitely, yeah.
I love the way you said that there's no end. You're right, there isn't an end.
But I also think I think it's really important that something that came up throughout the program was that it's also not about ever having a nice time or ever allowing yourself the food that you love. It is the 80-20 rule, and it's not about, you know, eating celery all week and then having a massive binge at the weekend. It's about the sort of moderation and the moderate approach, and understanding that you can eat everything if you stick to your portion controls, and also if you give your body that break overnight, the proper break, and if you don't mindlessly snack, and if you stick to the very basic principles. It's not it's you shouldn't feel deprived, and never ever feel guilty about, you know, drinking a bottle of wine at the weekend and enjoying it and have a nice time. You know, that is it's great. You know, that's what you should be doing.
I think I was thrown as well because I went away for a week as well, and I felt really guilty because, you know, obviously eating what my mum was cooking, and, you know, going out and meeting friends and stuff. I did feel quite bad at the beginning, and then I thought, actually, no, this is, you know, I just have to sort of stick to what I can do, you know, and then sort of just forget the guilt.
Yeah. It's all about blessing the cake. I always think it's a bless the cake. There's no point in eating the cake and feeling guilty, because all you're going to do is eat the fat, store the fat with the stress that you're worrying about with the guilt on it. So just bless the cake and eat it. Bless the cake, let it go.
Yeah.
Drink the wine, let it go. And then reset. And then just reset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know,
I think that's
it's so right. And I've had lots of clients in the past that when they first started, they were like, oh yeah, you know, if I slip off or I have a bar of chocolate, I'm then like, sod it, I'm just going to eat, you know, crepe loads, or you know, I'll never get back on track. But that's just not the way to be. You've just got to think, do you know what, I really enjoyed that bar of chocolate, and now I'm going to try and not have a bar of chocolate until, you know, next week or whatever. But so it's all about just getting back on track, you know, going, yeah, I'm in control of what I'm doing, which is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a complete reset, really, I think, for me, because I've had so many years of dieting, really. It's like, it's just a complete mind reset.
Keep going.
Yes.
Yeah, I will do. I definitely will.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dora,
I've been similar to what everybody else was saying about, you know, the programme. I've done the Weight Watchers and different things, and I probably know what I need to do, but it's that reset was really important. And I think what I've really enjoyed is getting back to cooking from scratch again. And that's been really good, because again, working from home and, you know, all these months, and you're thinking, actually, you're just quickly moving into, you know, quick food and different things. I've got back to enjoying that and trying new things and doing that. And also, but at the beginning it was like, okay, this was about the weight and you know, trying to get my weight back in check. But actually, as it's gone on, it's been much more holistic. Whereas I'm thinking, do you know what, I really need to focus on that, but maybe not this week, and moving that in. And things like the journaling, all of those things which have really come in, it seems to have just landed at the right time when you needed them. Which is thinking, this is a real gift that you're getting just now, just to work on that. So, you know, there's that thing about the message for me is just enjoy it. You know, that whole thing, you know, as Sarah was saying, it's not about, you know, it's a life change really, as opposed to a short period of time of blasting to lose the weight and then all the guilt about getting it back on again. Just those changes have been brilliant. And I think all the way along, just listen to where different people are at and saying, but that's okay, this is where you're at. I've really enjoyed that whole process. And I think I'm going away again, just back to reset and focus again on what's for me. And I think that's really important. That's what I've taken out of it as well, and not to feel guilty.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's so good to hear. And you've made me laugh, Dot, as well, which is always important.
As I say, small steps, you know, and once you get back in, people are saying about the family coming on as well, and just having those conversations with people saying, no, I'm not going to have that, I'm going to have that option, you know. And my husband and daughter, you know, she's got her own place, which come and go, what are you making? What are you doing? You know, which has been really good.
Yeah, really good.
So it's just those changes, things like the muesli. I would never have touched that, never. And I thought, you know, give it a go. And I'm trying it, and I'm like what I would have probably told my children off, just try it, eat it, it won't kill you. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I thought, oh, this was actually all right. And do I think a couple of people have said, you know, you get real annoyed when you realise you haven't made it the night before. So in the morning you're going, oh. So I've started making it up so as it's ready just to pull out and just to add in, you know, the milk and or the apple juice or whatever in the, you know, the night before. So it's things like that that you would give off to your children about, but actually you're saying to yourself, try it, it will be fine.
Brilliant.
A lot of it is the small tweaks, isn't it? It's the small tweaks and changes and just building on. It's not necessarily about doing it all in one go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Pulling on back on Sarah's point and you know, and yours as well there, Dot, you know, it's little tweaks, and when keep establishing new habits all the time and keep building, and then eventually we're just like, oh gosh, it's all habits, or it's all just a lifestyle change.
Absolutely.
He's nailed it in 4 weeks, but everyone else goes at their own pace.
Yeah. Not quite sure I've nailed it in 4 weeks, but I think it's that bit about you just going back and forward, and I think having the opportunity to go back and watch the videos again and look at the material again, I think it's really good, because well, maybe not got that right and go back.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Dot. Dora. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
You in your sexy jumpsuits.
Yeah,
I just finished my exercise. Sorry. I've just finished my exercise and I jump in on time. So I'm Hungarian, and I don't know how much you know about the Hungarian kitchen, but our recipes are starting. Get a big chunk of lard and heat something around it. Yeah, so that's all about our kitchen. So when I started Ali's Academy, the Heal Yourself Happy Academy, she shared a few of the recipes. And that's when I hooked on it. And I was just waiting for the time when there is more and more and more coming about the healthy food and, you know, all the colors. I mean, the lard is white. That was all about the colors. I know.
Started with lard.
So even the puddings is starting to get their lard out of the fridge. So that's all about, you know, I don't want to losing weight. I was always in the move, so I keep losing weight all the time if I stop eating heavy food. But it's a good benefit for my sisters, I'm telling you. They're a little bit struggle. So they're really pleased with all the recipes and all the tips and things.
Brilliant. So we've helped your whole family, which is marvellous.
Yes, definitely you do. Definitely you do.
Love that. Thank you. So
and actually, sorry, I'm going to just jump in and say, and actually, it's been really nice having you in here, because I know your goal wasn't weight loss, and so that made me really have to think a bit harder about the stuff that I was going to say and the stuff I was doing, because I didn't want you to feel sort of alienated, because your goal is sort of health and well-being and knowledge and stuff. So that's it's been good for me. So thank you.
Cheers.
So I thought we'd go around again, but this time I want to give you all the opportunity to share a little bit about, obviously this program's now come to an end. What do you think you will struggle most with? What do you think will be your biggest challenges going forward? Where do you think that you might stumble? Are you aware of that? Sometimes it's good to be pre-warned and be aware of what might come up for you. Anybody can go first.
Because I was the last, it's easiest. We're going other way around.
Good idea.
For me, it was a big help that I was doing your Kick the Shit Out of 2020 course.
Yeah.
I beard your Lean for Life to that previous course.
Yeah.
So I could beard in, because my feeling goals, the three main one is feeling peaceful, strong, and grateful. And to be strong, I need to eat healthy food. I need to keep my movements. I need to do my exercise.
Yeah.
So because I'd done that course first, it was a huge help to just build into it. And it's complete. With the academy, with the Kick Shit, and this one is just a complete now.
Yay!
You're transformed.
And obviously, Dora, you much prefer it because you got to know me as well.
It was always. And all the ladies, I'm really happy to see all the faces now, not just the comments.
Yeah.
Lovely. Who else wants to, does anyone want to share anything that they think that they might struggle with going forward? Have they got any challenges? What do you think that might disrail you?
Accountability is normally mine.
Yeah. You found that really helpful?
Yeah.
Well, we're still...
Yeah, it's not full on. So with a lot of things that I've managed to do well with in the past, it's all been around writing down exactly what you eat, and that effectively has always made me feel guilty to not eat something.
Yeah.
So that's always been the sort of accountability that I've had, and when I've stopped, it hasn't been there, and then there's it, but it's been complicated relationship as a result, whereas now I'm not feeling quite so much like I hate food.
Good.
That makes sense.
Good, yes, great.
Good.
Wouldn't say I'm best friends with it, but I don't hate it.
There's progress. There's progress.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Has anybody else got anything that they think anything that might challenge them going forward?
I think for me, I'm like Dora, I've done the programmes as well, and I've enjoyed the other comments and about linking with people. So it's nice to see people and think, oh yeah, that's who so-and-so is. So that's been nice. I think for me, it's probably the exercise part of, although, you know, I'll do exercise and, you know, I've tried to do what Tiff was saying. So when I'm going up the stairs, I run. And then when I'm doing my teeth, I'm doing some squats. I realise not jumping up and down doing your teeth is not a good thing, but it's actually find the right exercise. But, you know, I'll try and do more of that and more of the walking. But I think the other programmes that were good for me was the mindfulness and the meditations, and saying, do you know what, that old thing about, no, actually I'm worth this, so I'm just going to take my time and do what's good for me. And I think as I've got older, I'm able to do that, whereas when I was younger it was like, oh no, beat myself up. So, you know, it's different. So I think I need to be a bit more conscious of my exercise and different things, but everything else, I think it's the ability to go back and check is good. That'll help me.
Good.
Brilliant.
I love that. I love that you're doing squats.
Sorry, I've got visions of Dot now jumping up and down doing her teeth.
No, I only did that once.
I just got to sort out my kids' food coming out of the oven. 1 second.
Yeah. The squats are a bit better.
That's why I've got visions of Dot doing the squats. I love it. Oh my God, I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got an argument going on right outside my door. It's very distracting.
What?
We can't hear, don't worry.
God, you can't. Okay, I don't quite know what's going on. There's lots of doors slamming, dogs barking, and children running around trying to find rugby. I think it's like, oh my goodness gracious me, trying to concentrate. Does anybody else want? Sarah, Nikki, do you want to say anything?
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Sarah. You go.
I was just going to say exercise. I think really that's going to be my struggle. I can find a million reasons not to have to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay going out for walks, but actually, you know, putting some exercise kit on and getting on with it, I think I'll struggle there.
Have you found anyone online that you like particularly, or is there something you'd like to do? If you had to choose a type of exercise, what would you do?
Do you know, years ago I used to like step.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course I don't think anywhere does it now. You know, 90s have gone.
See something online. That's a challenge for Tiff and I to try and find.
Yes. We'll find you something.
I did enjoy that, and I have got a hula hoop and I'm getting to grips with that. I don't mind doing that. But I mean, I've tried, you know, Joe Wicks and all sorts really, but I don't know. I'm not a fan.
One of the things we try to impress in module 2, in the whole move, it is just about movement. It doesn't, I think there's such a preconceived idea that you feel that you have to do HIIT sessions with all of these people. It's not necessarily that at all. It's just as long as, and I know Tiff talks about NEAT, it's about as long as you're moving and getting your heart rate up doesn't mean to say that you have to do an online program. It's when you walk, just, walk a bit faster, or walk a bit longer, or if you're doing your housework, scrub a bit harder. You can get real sweat on, can't you, when you're scrubbing the grout and the tiles? I don't know about you lot, but it's about thinking more about getting your heart rate up. You don't have to do it for a 15-minute Joe Wicks. It is just about saying, am I moving enough in the day? And for Caroline, who sat down all day, it isn't necessarily about jumping up and doing it. It's about just saying, well, can I use some exercise snacking? I've been sat here for an hour. When I go and get my cup of tea, can I do 10 squats? Or, shall I lunge to the kitchen? It's just about, or, as Dot's been doing some squats as you clean your teeth. It's about thinking about exercise, not as exercise, but how can I get my heart rate up? It doesn't have to be your typical form of exercise, so to speak.
Right.
Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I'll be thinking about that when I'm brushing my teeth later.
Yeah. Have you got anything to add?
No, I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You just want to be thinking about that all the time, in that actually you're better off constantly moving than you are just doing one HIIT class and then sitting on your bottom all day. So you don't need to run a half marathon every day. You just need to keep moving. Yeah, you're right, Caroline. So you just need to keep moving. And if you can find something you love, it's what I said in the hub yesterday, you've got to find something that you enjoy, otherwise you just won't do it and won't be consistent. So if that is more dancing or yoga or Pilates, anything just to keep moving your body, I would suggest is a good idea. And if you fancy a bit of yoga or something like that, let us know, because I know lots of really great yoga teachers, so I could help you with that one.
Okay, thank you.
Vicky, any challenges, or are you done? Are you sorted?
It's for me. I think as long as I don't get back into the habit of, every night, let's crack open a bottle of wine. I think, that would be the only thing. But I think I've got my head around that now. So
it's the ritual of the wine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the habit. And I think we talked about that, didn't I? About habits. It's just recognizing what's a good habit for you and what's not a good habit for you, and then replacing the habit with a better one. It's not saying don't have wine. It's just saying, well, maybe not wine every night, or a bottle of wine every night. Just, open a nicer bottle of, fizzy water or something. Just trick your brain that it's not the wine. Your mind wants the nice ritual of opening in the nice glass, but it doesn't know that it's not the wine.
No, I totally agree. And Julian keeps having a go at me for buying San Pellegrino all the time, and I've got ice and mint coming out.
Yay!
Tell them it's cheaper than the wine. Tell it it's cheaper than the wine. If they get, James always says that. He goes, well, San Pellegrino is so expensive. I'm like, it's cheaper than a bottle of wine.
Yeah. And I will say as well, something, Nikki, that I find is that I know that Jamie, my husband and I did this during lockdown, that a lot of our mates started drinking every night. But actually our thing was, we're not going to drink during the week, because then even if you can't leave the house to go and have a nice time somewhere, you can have a glass of wine on a Friday and you're like, oh, this feels great. But if you've had it every day, it's a bit like, oh, well, not much fun. So other thing as well, I think.
Yeah, I agree there.
Well, I'm flipping over all my notes. I can't remember what else I wanted to say. Here we go. Has everyone had the opportunity to say everything that they want to say in terms of what was good, where they think that they might have some challenges? Have you got any other questions for Tiff and I while we've got you all face to face, live to live, and you've got us together? Is there anything else you want to say or ask? Now's your chance.
I have really enjoyed the fact that it's been, the body and mind has been really good. And I think, when I went in, as I said earlier, was just about about looking at my weight and getting back into health and a healthy condition again. But actually, it's been really good having the both. And yet, as we've gone on explaining why, and that's been really helpful. I've really benefited from that. So it's not just about sort out the food and then everything will be fine. It's really, it's that whole holistic approach. So I've really enjoyed that.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Do you know, I wrote this program. I wrote this program probably about a year ago when I was doing all my mindfulness training, and I just thought, do you know what? You could just think yourself thin. Everything starts in your mind. You can think yourself thin. If you think you're thin, you'll treat your body like you're thin, and you're going to eat right, move right, and you'll do everything. And I wrote it all out, and I sent it to Tiff when she came to work with me. She's like, right, I'm ready now, because I didn't feel like I could do it on my own. I wanted to concentrate on the mindfulness stuff, and I was like, oh, I've got the second part. She can do the food bit. And it was like, that's how we kind of like worked it out, with me in the mind, Tiff in the body. And that's lovely feedback to hear that that's worked really well. I'm so pleased, because you never know when you write these things. You kind of feel and know that it's going to work, but until you have some people doing it. It's been great. Dot, thank you so much for saying that. Thank you. Anybody else got anything else they want to say?
Now, I've just noticed that I'm sort of shining. My windows sort of lit up like I'm some sort of fairy.
That's right. You're a fairy and I'm an angel, because look at my halo.
Yes, there you are.
Oh, so I don't want to keep you all for too much longer, but I thought you'd probably like to know a little bit about next steps and what's going to happen, because obviously this was a 4-week program and you have all of the content. So you'll have all the videos to rewatch. You've got all of the journals and the workbooks and the meditations and everything in there, and the group will stay live. So you can carry on using it as you will, dip in, dip out, whatever you want, but Tiff and I won't be there. Tiff and I have got to go on and move on to do other things, which I'm sure you can all understand. So there are a few options that we've pulled together for all of you. Now, wherever you are in the program, in your mind, in your headspace, then you may or may not need some more help going forward. So we just wanted to pull together a few options for any of you, either here on the Zoom call tonight, or for anyone who's not been able to join us tonight. And I'm going to walk you through some of those options. So you might feel you're not necessarily done quite yet on your journey. And as Sarah's pointed out, this isn't a diet. It doesn't start and end. This is now something that's just going to continue, and you're going to be working on making those steps all the way through. So, and I know some of you have touched on the fact that you like the accountability, you've liked the kind of like the group atmosphere and the support that you've had going through it to keep you kind of accountable on through that journey. So we've come up with, I've got 3 bundles and another option for you to think about. So there's, the first one is the Lean for Life Mind Bundle. So this is if you feel like in the particular modules with your mind, if it's your mind that is stopping you from moving forward and feeling successful, or if you feel it's your mind that's blocking you, or you've got limiting beliefs, or any of the things that we talked about from you stopping you doing any of the things that you know you need to do, then we've created this Lean for Life Mind Bundle, which is 4 sessions with me to work with me privately to help you unpick and unravel some of those limiting beliefs and blockers so that you can do the things that you know you need to do. So those 4 sessions, their special offer bundles are £444. So that's down from £600. And I love that. I love angel numbers. If you know me well, then you know that I love an angel number. But 444 is an angel number that tells you to pay attention to your thoughts. And I just thought, oh my God, that's just so amazing, because that's what I'm going to help you do in that bundle. So that's the mind bundle. You might feel that you're okay in your mind, but you still need a little bit of extra help in the actual doing side. And having had some private conversations with some people in the group, they feel that the mind's okay, but they're just not doing it and they're finding it quite overwhelming, which is why we've got the Lean for Life Body Bundle, which Tiff is going to do. So that's going through, Tiff, she will work with you. So if you're in module 1 and you're stuck with the meal planning and you're finding it a real struggle to try and work out your meal plans and get the food right with your kids, and it's just too much for you to do, or work out how you want to get your exercise involved, then that's when I would say go and have some sessions with Tiff. So we've got the Body Bundle, which is going through what Tiff normally does with her clients is sits them down and literally goes through their whole life. So she gets to know you really, really well, your ins and outs, your likes, your dislikes, your husbands, your kids, your family, She likes
Not
the
too much, your husband, though. Just a bit.
A little bit about the husbands, but basically how you run your household. Oh, I'm so pleased we can laugh. I'm getting really hot in this jumper now. Don't make me laugh anymore. So she gets to know basically your whole life and your limitations so that she can help tailor this plan for you much more specifically. Because I don't know whether you've noticed, but we've made you do a lot of this. We've made you do it rather than us do it for you, which is the whole point. If you do it, you're more likely to stick to it. But some people just need that little bit more of a hand holding to get going. And that's what Tiff does. So you'd have that first session with Tiff to go through all of that, and then 4 follow-up sessions. 3 follow-up sessions. So that is 555. And again, another wonderful angel number, because it reminds you that you are the change. 555. So you get that full initial kind of like session to go through everything, and then the 3 follow-up calls just to help you when you're doing the plan, just to tweak it and that extra accountability. So that's the Lean for Life body bundle. Or if you feel like you need a bit of both, and you need both Tiff and I in your life on a bit more of an intimate basis, you can have the Lean for Life mind and body bundle, which is both of those 2 together. So the 4 sessions with me, 4 sessions with Tiff, and you can get that as a reduced price as well. So rather than $999, you can get it for $888. And the reason you're getting it for $888, can you guess what angel number that is? Shall I tell you? It means balance, having harmony with both your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. I mean, it couldn't have been more perfect, could it really?
No.
So that's that one. So you've got the option of having the Lean for Life mind, Lean for Life body, or the Lean for Life mind and body bundle together. And don't panic about writing this all down, because I've got an email ready to go to come to you all as well. So you can all have a think. So these bundles are going to be open to you, all of you, for the next 2 weeks. So if you've got some time to think about it, or you've got some time without Tiff and I in your life to suddenly go, oh, I'm stuck here, I need you. So you've got 2 weeks to take us up on those offers. And I also know that half term is probably going to be impacting some people as well. So, and keep those bundles open and offered to you all. But something also very exciting is launching on Monday. And you're the first people to get to know about it. It's called the Heal Yourself Happy Forever Community, and it was inspired basically by all of you in this group, because it was just so amazing, the community spirit and the support and the peer accountability, and everything basically was led by all of you asking questions, us diving in and jumping in and doing more lives or giving you more. And we just felt, or I felt and Tiff felt, that there were so many people who've gone through Heal Yourself Happy programs, whether that be with us personally, privately, or other group programs, who may not yet be ready to let go of that community or that extra accountability support. So we're creating a new group. It's called the Heal Yourself Happy Forever Community. And the only people who are going to be allowed into this community are people who have had or been touched by the Heal Yourself Happy magic brush. So they're only people who have worked with Tiff and I privately, or they've been through some kind of program. So everybody in there is a little bit elite. It's not just for anybody, it's for people who we know and have worked with personally and privately. So it's going to be a much, much smaller group than the hub, much, much more intimate. And all the content is going to be driven by the people in the group. So Tiff and I will be there to hold you accountable, or for you to pipe up and say, I've got 6 people coming for dinner. Tiff, can you please give me a recipe on how I can feed them healthily? Or you might yes. And you can even give a really hard ones, like I've got 1 vegan, 1 pescatarian, and 1 person who doesn't like vegetables.
No,
rises to the challenge.
Let's get rid of them as friends.
Caroline, you're my type of girl.
Oh, Caroline, I do love you.
I can deal with one thing at a time. Yeah. No, that's a lie. I can deal with vegetarian and wheat-free, because then I do the vegetarian lasagna with wheat-free pasta in it, because I've got various within my family, or my husband's family. Let's put it that way.
Or just get rid of them as friends. I love that. Just get rid of them. But Tiff loves a challenge, so you can ask her. So obviously there's going to be the continued support and accountability in there. You're going to have Tiff and I as your coaches all the time, just like you've had here. Plus you're going to have the peers. So the peers in the group are going to be people who've been through the things that you've been through. But what's lovely is that if someone's working on something in, say, like the Heal Yourself Happy Academy or privately, they can also support you and say, well, I did that exercise and this came up for me. So not only will Tiff and I be there to help you, but there'll be loads of other people who've been through something similar as well, who will also be able to support, just like you girls all did in the group. So it's going to be a really lovely community that will do that. Not only that, sorry, my dog is now barking outside the door. So annoying.
Oh, Barney.
Also, as part of this community as well, you're going to have the opportunity to get all of the early birds. So all of the early birds and early announcements of all of the programs first. So if there are limited spaces, you guys in this group will get that opportunity to get those first. Tiff, have I forgotten anything? Is there anything else we need to say? Oh, how much is it? Probably. You might have to say that. So, oh, you know me, it's always going to be an angel number. So this is 44. So it's all about just being the change. So it's £44 a month to be part of that community where you can get all of that together, the accountability, the extra coaching, Tiff and I, plus any new Heal Yourself Happy coaches that come in with their speciality, you will get their attention as well. You can ask the questions and then you'll have all of that lovely peer group and that nice close feeling that you've been having in this group already.
Just so you know, Caroline, you might need to take note. If you've got too many vegan friends, we'll up the price a bit.
Don't worry, I won't.
I love that. I love it. So you've got multiple options there, or you might be just good to carry on and you've got the hub and you just carry on and just enjoying whatever you want to do. The Heal Yourself Happy Forever community is something that you can jump in and out of anytime you like. So if you think I'm fine now, but find, you know, maybe in January, you need that extra support, you can come back in January. And once you start, you can stay in for as long as you like. And then, you know, when you decide you've had enough, then your monthly subscription will stop then. So you're not tied in forever. You can just stay as long as you feel you need it, and then you can come out. But it will be only for people who have been through some kind of Heal Yourself Happy program, whether that be privately or as a group program. Okay, so I've spoken more than enough. I've given you all those options. The only other thing I was going to say, which I've totally forgotten to say, was I have created a lovely little feedback form for you all, which should only take you 10 minutes, because one, I think it's really important for you all to do some reflection. We've done a bit today, just now, but I think it's so, and you know how big I am on reflection. Just have a reflection on your journey, on what you've learned, what you're going to put into practice going forward. But also, Tiff and I would love to hear back from you. If there was anything you would like more of, anything you would like less of, anything you think that we could change or introduce for anybody else who comes through this program, we would love to hear from you. You know that this was the first time that we've run it, but we would just love anything we will take into account to change it or improve on it. We would absolutely love to hear from you.
Yes, we would.
Yes, well done, Tiff. So I think that's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to wrap it up and let you go. It's a new moon tonight. So for any of you who've been through any of my other programs and know about that, then I hope you're all going to go off and go and sit under this super new moon and feel the energy of it. And this is a time for change. So if you want to sit under that new moon and set out some intentions of where you want to get to and some dreams, this is the night to write it all out and get very, very clear and start to be grateful for the fact that it's already happened. So go and do one of the new moon meditations. I think I've done one in the hub before, but you can definitely go and do that and go and see the change that you want in your life going forward.
And thank you, girls. You've been amazing, and you'll always hold a special place in our hearts because you were our first Lean for Lifers. Please come and join us in another group. Apart from anything else, we could just have drinks on a Friday if you want.
Thank you. It's been great. Thank you very much.
We've loved it. Thank you all so very much. All of you joining us tonight, and for everybody who is just watching this on replay as well. Thank you to all of you and all of your contributions. We've loved having you all here in the group. But we're still going to be around until Sunday, by the way. So if you've got questions, keep asking us. And then
yeah, absolutely.
Tiff and I are bowing out on Sunday night, but we're always around anyway. You'll be able to find us in the hub, or you'll be able to find us in the Heal Yourself Happy Forever community, or wherever you want to find us. You know how to get hold of us.
Thank you.
Well done, all of you.
Okay. Lots of love. Happy Friday.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.